Hi Year 7, Mr. Collins here with your first maths lesson of the year. We're going to talk about order of operations, sometimes called BEDMAS. So you may have seen this last year in Year 6, where we decide what order to do maths in. We can't just do it any way we want. For instance, this particular problem. Which do I do first? Do I add 18 and 12, or do I divide 12 by 6? Now you get two different answers depending on which way you do it. If I add 18 and 12 first, I get 30. 30 divided by 6, I get 5. If I do this bit first, 12 divided by 6 is 2, and 2 plus 18 is 20. So there's two different answers to this problem. So we must have a consistent way of doing it in order for us always to get the correct answer. Now, what's it all about? Well, we do division and multiplication before adding and subtraction. Why do we do that? Well, one of the reasons, and the main reason, is this is actually a fraction. So this is 18 plus 12 divided by 6. Now 12 divided by 6 can be written as a fraction like this, 12 over 6. Now what would you do first here? Well, you know that's a fraction. You know that these are combined. These must be dealt with first before you add 18. So 12 divided by 6 is 2. And therefore, now we can add two numbers. These are 18 is a fraction and 12 divided by 6 is a fraction. But we can add it now to get 20. So remember, any number can be written as a fraction. Any whole number can be written as a fraction. Just put it over 1. And that is the reason we need this system. Now, what is the system? It tells us which bits to do first. B stands for brackets. Sometimes the letter P is used for parentheses, which is another name for bracket. So you see brackets like this, so you might see 2 plus 3 in brackets. That means you do it first in the mathematical equation. E stands for exponents. So exponents, well, they're powers. So if you ever saw 4 to the power of 2, this little number is the exponent. And we would do it second. So 4 to the power 2 is 4 times 4, 4 by itself. D and M are division and multiplication. Now these have equal power. Division and multiplication have equal power. You do whichever one of those comes first from left to right. So if division comes first, do it first. Multiplication comes first, do it first. Because they're both fractions in a way. And finally, we have A and S, addition and subtraction. You do these last, and once again, these have equal power, so you do whichever one comes first in the mathematical equation. So now let's look at another example. Okay, so now we have another example. Well, we look at our order of operations and we must see if there's any brackets to be done. There is brackets here, so we need to do that first. Now, when I said yesterday that you must stack your work, I wouldn't put the next line of this maths over here to the right, because that will continue on. Often a lot of people put in equals here and then start writing over here. No, that's not the way we work mathematically. If this is an expression, I would put the next line of the expression, if I've simplified it, which is what you're doing, underneath. And I continue to work underneath every time I simplify the expression a little bit more and finish off the answer at the bottom. Okay, so I do brackets first. So that's 12. So 6 plus 12 minus 4 squared. So I've rewritten a bit simplified. Now you could have simplified 2 steps at once here if you wanted to. The second step that I will do is there any exponents? Yes, there is. 4 squared. 4 to the power of 2. That's 4 by itself. And that's 16. I see the way I've written that underneath. Now I'm going to get rid of my BEDMAS because I don't need it anymore. I remember it off by heart. So if I've done brackets, I've done exponents. Is there any multiplication and division left to do? No. And that's when I get to addition and subtraction. Now, which do I do first? Do I do the subtraction or the addition? Now, I should know whichever comes first from left to right, I would do first. So I'm going to do this bit first and then the next one. So I'm going to do 6 plus 12, 18. I've rewritten minus 16, and then my final answer is 18 take away 16, which is 2. I can write answer. The answer equals 2. Okay? So remember for this, stack it when you're doing the working out. Break it up. You can do 2 bits at a time, but don't do any more than 2 bits at a time, just so we can track any mistakes and errors you make. Remember BEDMAS, B for brackets, E for exponents, those powers. D and M can be interchanged, so it can actually be called BEMDAS as well as BEDMAS. And the same for subtraction and addition. Whichever comes first with subtraction and addition, you would do first. Okay, so look out for the worksheet. I'll manage back and have that done for the next lesson. See ya.